My son will inherit. His affair baby will receive nothing. I'm 28, and my ex-husband Aaron cheated when I was 7 months pregnant with our son. He left me for his 24-year-old coworker Megan. She gave birth to his daughter exactly 3 months after I had our son Dylan. The divorce was brutal. I got primary custody and $800 a month in child support that he's laid on every single time. My former mother-in-law Margaret has been my rock through all of this. She cut Aaron off completely the day he moved out. Refused to even look at photos of his affair baby. She told him straight up, "You destroyed your family for that woman. Don't expect me to celebrate it." Margaret and I stayed close. She watches Dylan every Tuesday and Thursday while I work my nursing shifts. Takes him to the park, makes him her famous chocolate chip cookies, teaches him to garden in her backyard. This drove Megan absolutely insane. She'd post passive-aggressive Facebook statuses about toxic grandparents who punish innocent children and family members who play favorites. Then 3 weeks ago, Margaret called me. Stage 4 pancreatic cancer. The doctors gave her 4 to 7 months. I was devastated. Dylan was devastated. We went to visit her that same evening, and she held my son while he cried into her shoulder. 2 days later, Aaron showed up at Margaret's house unannounced with Megan and their daughter. Margaret told me he put on this whole performance, sobbing, saying he was sorry, that he'd been a terrible son, that he wanted to make things right before it was too late, that his daughter deserved to know her grandmother. I figured Margaret would slam the door in his face. Instead, she let them in. The next week, she posted a photo on Facebook of herself holding Aaron's affair baby. The caption said, "Getting to know my granddaughter. Family is everything." I stared at my phone in complete shock. I called Margaret immediately. "What are you doing? Trust me," was all she said. Over the next 2 weeks, Aaron and Megan visited Margaret 5 times. Megan started commenting on every single one of Margaret's Facebook posts with things like, "So grateful you're in our lives, and the girls are so lucky to have you." Aaron texted me saying, "Mom's really changed. I think she finally understands that we're all family now. This is good for everyone, especially Dylan." I felt sick. My son asked me why Daddy's other family got to see Grandma Margaret more than we did. Then last Tuesday, Margaret called and asked me to come over alone, said it was urgent. I drove to her house, my stomach in knots, preparing myself for her to tell me she'd forgiven Aaron and wanted to split her time equally between both grandchildren. Margaret was sitting in her living room with her lawyer Martin. She was grinning, actually grinning. "Sit down," she said. "I need you to witness something." Martin handed me a stack of legal documents. Margaret's updated will. I started reading. The house, worth $890,000 according to the appraisal attached, goes to Dylan. Her savings account with $340,000 goes to Dylan. Her vintage car collection worth approximately $120,000 goes to Dylan. Her jewelry, her furniture, everything goes to my son. I'm named as trustee of the entire estate until Dylan turns 21. Aaron gets $1. Legally can't contest if he's mentioned. The affair baby gets nothing. Not even mentioned. I looked up at Margaret, my hands shaking. "But you've been playing them like a fiddle," Margaret finished, "letting them think they wormed their way back into my good graces." Do you know what Megan said to me yesterday? She asked if I'd consider helping with a down payment on a bigger house since we'll need more space for our growing family. Margaret pulled out her phone and showed me text messages. Megan had sent her Pinterest boards for redecorating Margaret's house. "She's already planning what she'll do with my house when I'm gone," Margaret said quietly. She told Aaron she wants to turn Dylan's bedroom, the one with all his toys and drawings still on the walls, into a home office. Martin handed me a sealed envelope. "This is to be read at the funeral, not before." Margaret's instructions. "What's in it?" I asked. "A letter," Margaret said, explaining exactly why I did what I did and reminding my son that actions have consequences. I started crying. Margaret pulled me into a hug. "They destroyed your life when you were at your most vulnerable," she whispered. "They don't get to profit from my death too. Dylan is my grandson. He's the one who visits me, who loves me, who draws me pictures and brings me dandelions from the yard. That little girl is innocent, but her parents aren't." Yesterday, Aaron texted me, "Mom's really coming around." She even mentioned maybe updating her will to include both kids equally. Said family shouldn't play favorites. Megan posted on Facebook, "Blessed to have such a loving grandmother in our lives, teaching our daughter that forgiveness and family are everything." This morning, Margaret had another chemotherapy appointment. Aaron and Megan brought flowers. Margaret smiled and thanked them, told them she was so happy they were all together. She texted me a photo afterward. She's sitting in her recliner holding their flowers with the biggest smirk on her face. The caption, "The long game. They think they've won. They think their tears and their weekly visits bought them a place in her will. They have absolutely no idea what's waiting for them."